What's going on, summoners? Welcome back to the channel. This is the first 10-0 deck and the first 10-0 session I have ever had. Now when I show you something a little bit later, we can go into debate if it was fair to call this a real 10-0. I'll show you why very shortly, but I will go over completely how this deck works today. I will show it to you in action. I will not show it to you in action live because we know how that's going to go. I'm going to get stomped in the ground, but I will show you a replay of the best player who was very close. He just made one mistake and he would have ruined this 10-0 session. Let's get to it. So this is why you could safely say that this is not a fair 10-0. The two last players were not of the highest rank, though you can't always sleep on gold or silver players. They will surprise you. I've been owned by plenty of silver players, especially when I'm watching a good show. If I get focused on a good show, I remember this bronze player, he sent me a crying face at the end. I don't remember your name, but I will find you one day. Now this player, Tamales, he had us. He made one very small mistake. And let's get that replay. But he definitely had this in the bag. There was just one error, and we're going to discuss this. This is an error that a lot of players make. I've made it more times than I can count. Okay, we have one-time speed. So as you can see, we are focused mainly on multi-unit damage. This team lacks single target damage. It does not have a cleanse spell other than our summoner spell. So if you are dealing with heavy dots, you could be in trouble. But the whole goal is to keep them guessing. This is one of the few formations that can deal with two characters. The unicorn, the human unicorn, who is just a pain for dots. And people using that little bird that allows players to use their moves multiple times, where they spam the clown's cards or they spam this little fire tornado. This team beats it far more times than fails. So right here, fam, if you have this spell, trying to remember, it's like a reverse card. Uno reverse, we'll just call it Uno reverse card. And they cast the fire tornado on you, and you have an available fire tornado. Do not use your Uno reverse card. Use your fire tornado because you need to feel out. If you use this and then they use theirs, it's game over. You're not coming back from that. And if you are extremely lucky, or you're playing against a very bad player. So we were very lucky here because he was eager. He was way ahead, probably felt very comfortable. And so we cast our fire tornado and he takes the bait. And this is where we were able to turn it around. If not for that moment, I'm pretty sure it was game over for us. He was able to cleanse it after a tick. That was very good. And it comes down to the wire. This was almost the end of the 10-0 run. Now let me know if you try this deck out. If you have the Unicorn Angel, I believe she would be a better choice than our healer. A significantly better choice, because then you would have a cleanse. You would be lacking the damage that we get, but it's 20% extra damage, and honestly the cleanse would be so much more useful. Look how close this was. Maybe he could have got a cast off. I don't think so, but it could have easily gone the other way. Good game, bro. That was one of those where your chest is like... Very fun game. This deck can beat all purple gems. The highest player, unfortunately I do not have that replay anymore, but the highest player this has beaten was at 6,400. I didn't know you could go that high in terms of the trophies, but it, you know, once you get it down, it rarely loses. Double healer with Wusa will give you a lot of trouble. If someone's running double healer with Wusa and they have some good DPS, you're going to be in a bit of trouble. Oh man, we only need a few more Seeks and it will will finally be time for level 11. Now here's one last look at everything we're running. Not that team. Here we are. In terms of our summoner spells, this is also another spell you can use to weed out their Uno reverse card. I gotta remember these names. But you never want to use this first. It is game. If you use it first, it's game over. Now, if you have the human unicorn, like that player did, he was able to mitigate that pretty well. But if you don't have, you know, rainbow unicorn attack, and you use this first, good luck. So we are lacking single target damage. We do not have any haste. I apologize, we do have haste, but we don't have any reoccurring haste. Basically, if you have two characters that buff a similar buff, you can potentially keep that buff going endlessly if it's timed right, and if people don't have that prank card. Although that prank card can sometimes work in your favor. Our tank is pretty good, but if they have the clown, where's she at? If they have the clown, our clown is level 9 right now. She will one-shot your rock golem. So that is a major issue for us as well. But let me know if you give this deck a try. I believe this is easily the best free-to-play deck of Season 1. I have messed with over 20 decks because I get bored. I get bored of decks. This deck, it's beaten players that I never even had a shot at beating before. There were certain characters. For example, if they had Beretta with a purple gem, most likely I was going to lose. That's how it went down. And I'm trying to think, what is another one? I mean, the combination of this character. need to just have you all be a common character. This character and the clown that throws cards was impossible to deal with. I just couldn't keep up with the damage. I didn't have the heals. That's what my main account is focused on, is out healing the... let me just get his name real quick. Lucian. I should remember Lucian. Lucian is an awesome name. But this is the first deck that can out-damage and keep other decks guessing. It's going to take some time to exactly figure out how that deck works for you, but I'll say it one last time. This is the best free-to-play deck of Season 1. I just, yeah, too many wins and too few losses, and I can own with this deck when I'm exhausted and watching TV. I couldn't do that with another deck before. I had to be on my A game. I can be on my D game and own with this deck. Let me know if you try it out. Let me know if you're lucky enough to have the human unicorn and throw her in this deck instead of Colleen. And y'all have a great day. I'm going to be taking 4 to 5 days off of the channel because I'm just going to be grinding out arena battles. And if this deck owns as much as I think it's going to own, that's going to be over 1,000 arena battles. And I have no idea how many hours that's going to take. But we are not going to have one crystal in this stack at the end of the ladder. We will make sure that every single crystal has been used for arena. Y'all have a great day.